Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the SH Monsterarts Dark Magician from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster anime series, and this set is manufactured by the Bandai Tamashii Nation. And before opening this set, let's check all the details its box shows us. So, and we have just many pictures on the box showing us the figure and what kind of poses it can do. It looks like in the set a magical circle is included, as well as this figure's own display stand, and through this transparency we can see the main figure itself, although can't really see much else. And so now let's get the magician out of the box now. So here we have the main set. It looks like we have two alternate face parts for the different expression. For Dark Magician here, there's also alternate hair piece. And this is like its magical attack blast effect. The magical circle here. And 4 pairs of alternate hands, and his magical staff or scepter, and the rest are like the components for the display stand. And here's the base for the display stand or pedestal. And here we have like the instruction manual for the set. And again, in the beginning we see like total of 5 hand parts, with the first 2 being like the default fist that's already on the figure. And here it's showing us how we can change the hairpiece and the face parts, and how to set up the stand with the magical circle, and here's a magical blast effect. And looks like the scepter is meant to be put into separate into 2 pieces, so it can be set on into the hand. Here. This on the stand, this is how Dark Magician should appear. Let's get Dark Magician out of the case here. And with all SH figure arts or SH Monsterarts, it's important to slowly and carefully open this cover so that the pieces inside is not gonna be flying off, because once they do, you're gonna have a very hard time trying to get these parts back. Okay, here we go. Let's first get the main figure out. Here we have Dark Magician. we have a plastic film around its chest section. And usually this OSH Monsterarts and Figuarts all have this film in the, again, the chest section. This basically shows the figure's brand new when you opened it. And let's see here. So with some tweaking, so it looks like it's hard to get this figure to stand on its own because it has a very thin leg. But doable. Before trying out the accessories, let's check the articulation of this figure. So let's see here. So the head can turn like almost 45 degrees to each direction. And we can move down, but not necessarily up. But the torso is flexible, so can bend backward a bit. So we can put on the pose of looking up this way. And its shoulder armors, it's also articulate. Although with the armor in the way, the arm's range of motion is kind of limited, but still pretty flexible. And again, the torso is flexible and can move around its waist. And the hat is slightly loose, so you want to be careful when you move it. And apparently the reason it was loose just wasn't said before, so all you have to do is press it hard down. Now, much easier to work with. It technically can kick off, but this piece of the claws is in the way. And its feet are also articulated. With this bending, you can put on like a stand on the toe kind of pose. Same thing with the other foot. There's a rotation in its feet. You can put on almost any kind of stance position, and the feet can compensate for the balance. let's check out how this figure work with its alternate face parts. Let's have a look here. The default face for this figure is like a stern, serious, almost emotionless expression. And the first alternate face we have here is like a small smile. So now let's put it on, which we do by first take out the hat. So it allows us to remove the front hair piece. And now we took out the default face, just put the alternate face on, and then put the hair back. Gotta make sure everything's secure in there, and then put the hat back on. So here we have Dark Magician kind of smiling. Here we have the last face parts on. It's where Dark Magician's got his mouth open. It's like when he's making a battle roll, yelling out the name of his magical attack, like Dark Magic Attack, something like that. This is Dark Magician. This is his alternate hair piece on. So essentially, his hair is like out of his armor. Next, let's see how we put the staff in Dark Magician's hand. Here's his staff, and here's the alternate hand that holds the staff. In order to put it on, we have to first detach the default hand from Dark Magician, and then just put the alternate hand on. But before we do that, let's put the staff in the hand first. So as the instruction manual showed us, to put it on, we pull this staff in half here, and just slide the staff in the hand like that, and then put the lower half back on. And now we put it on the Dark Magician. Here we go. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And with the articulation and flexibility of this figure, you can do all kinds of poses with the staff and all the alternate hands. Putting on the better facial expression for each occasion, like in this one. This is like Dark Magician sending out magical blast with one hand and doing battle cry, and we have the alternate hair piece on. In this pose, we have either Dark Magician aiming at something with a staff to fire magical attack, or on the other hand, it's like he's doing a hand waving movement to like swiping a magical blast at someone, kind. Now let's set up the display stand for Dark Magician figure here. And the first thing we have to do is to cut the base open here. The next is a slightly tricky part. In all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! SH Monsterarts set, they all have a display stand and the base like this, but all of the openings for the base, which is for setting up this display support arms, it's all kind of filled up with these transparent parts, so you just have to push them loose. But the tricky part is you want to keep them somewhere safe so you don't lose them when you try to repack the set, because again they're kind of transparent, so once you lose them it's gonna be very tricky for you to put it back in there, and very hard to find once they slip from your attention, since they're so small and again transparent. Once the base is ready, first you put the two long arms and one shorter arm. The long ones are gonna be on both the back and the front of the base, while the shorter one we set on the side here, and with this clamp on. And we have another stabilizer here. We can put it on the back. So now this arm in the back is gonna be holding on to the magical circle. This one in the front is gonna hold the magical energy blast, while this one, the short one, is gonna function as the stabilizer to hold the figure steady, or hold it in mid-air. And here we have the magical blast effect part. Let's look for a little tiny hole here. This, so we can set on here, and the magical circle goes get held like this. So now we just have to set the Dark Magician in this stand, and with these articulation of the arm, we can adjust the position of each effect parts. So here, look, it's like, so here's Dark Magician firing the magical blast here. And this is my attempt to recreate the pose of Dark Magician's appearance in his original Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster card, and just as it would appear in the box here. Unfortunately, I do not have it perfectly set up this way, but I would say kind of close enough. So this is like bringing the original Dark Magician monster card to 3D. And this covers all the basic feature of this set. Needless to say, this is a very nice SH Monsterarts set, and technically all the feature for Dark Magician here, it kind of makes it pretty much like a SH figure arts, and mostly because Dark Magician is more of a humanoid or human-looking monster, but again, since he's from a game called Duel Monster, I guess Tamashii Nation feel compelled to make the exception and put him into the Monsterarts series. And just like all the SH figure arts and SH Monsterarts, this one got very good detail of the character or monster it's based on. We have a good articulation, great coloring for this figure, and with the display setup, you can pretty much do any kind of pose you would want Dark Magician to do. Since they are 4 alternate pair of hands and 2 alternate face parts, as well as a 1 alternate hairstyle piece, there's like a whole bunch of combination of display poses this set can do with this figure. That definitely makes a good collectible. And more importantly, this figure is based on Dark Magician, the original ace monster of Yu-Gi, the very first main character of the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. So this should definitely be on the wish list for any Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Although, like all SH figure arts and SH Monsterarts, the challenging to work with the set would be how to really set up the good poses. This figure's box is showing here. It's not too difficult or impossible, but it can be tricky to set all this up. So you definitely would take some practice and dedication. But I believe if you're willing to put the time, it'll definitely be worth it. And this set is actually kind of smaller than most other Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsterarts set, so it might be in some way easier to work with because, well, for one thing, the set takes less space, so it's easier to store away. Although, as I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, this figure can be tricky to set it on to stand on by itself. But again, once you get used to how to work the figure, that shouldn't be too much challenge. And one last little flaw in this design for this set, I would say, is that among all the hand parts that's included in this set, none of them has like a open hand pose that's set up like this, just hand flat open, or at least with fingers a little spread out. That would be kind of perfect pose to try to like do a firing magic blast with one hand kind of pose, but no, all of the hand parts are kind of with the finger kind of curl this way, so technically you can still use those hands to portray magic firing like I did earlier in the video, although I don't think that's the perfect pose to do with these hands. And its market price is probably because the set is smaller than all other Yu-Gi-Oh Monsterarts released so far. So this set is actually cheaper than all other set. So that's another opt for this set. So if you are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, or if you're a collector who likes magician or collect any character for that does magic, this definitely would be a great set for you. And another good reason to add this set to your collection is that the Tamashi Nation have just announced that the character Yugi's SH figure art it's gonna be released later this year. So with it you can do a very good combination of display to work in combo with this figure. So you have Yugi and his Ace Monster Dark Magician together. That'd be great. And if you already have the SH Monsterarts of Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's definitely good to add this set to your collection as well, because since they're the ace monster of Yugi and his rival Seto Kaibar, so you can do a lot of battle poses with both monster arts together. This concludes my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. And please check out other videos from my channel. If you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.